inside is burning deep in my soul, constantly yearning to get out of control, wanting to fly higher and higher. I can't abide standing outside the fire. Standing outside the fire. Standing outside the fire. Life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire. Standing outside the fire. Standing outside the fire. Life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire. Standing outside the fire. Standing outside the fire. Life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire.
Country
music, you can always count on it.
94.1 Classic Country.
Suppose I called you up tonight and told you that I love you, and suppose I said I want to come back home, and suppose I cried and said I think I've finally learned my lesson, and I'm tired of spending all my time alone. If I told you that I realize you're all I ever wanted, and it's killing me to be so far away, would you tell me that you love me too, and would we cry together? Or would you simply laugh at me and say, I told you so. Oh, I told you so. I told you someday you'd come crawling back and asking me to take you in. I told you so. You had to go. And now I found somebody new, and you will never break my heart in two again. If I got down on my knees and told you I was yours forever, would you get down on yours too and take my hand? Would we get that old-time feeling? Would we laugh and talk for hours, the way we did when our love first began? Would you tell me that you've missed me too, and that you've been so lonely, and you waited for the day that I return, and we'd live and love forever, and that I'm your one and only? Or would you say the tables finally turned? Would you say I told you so? Oh, I told you so. I told you someday you'd come crawling back and asking me to take you in. You had to go. And now I found somebody new, and you will never break my heart in two again. And now I found somebody new, and you will never to break my heart in two again.
Randy Travis, how many times do we run headlong into something and we'd already been told better? Here's something that I know that's going to make some of our veterans furious. I was talking to a veteran the other day, and he was already furious because he knew what was coming. But here's the story. We know that the COVID-19 pandemic has caused financial hardships for some veterans. In April of 2020, the VA suspended sending patient statements regarding co-pays. VA will send patient statements again starting in January of 2021. They want to make sure that you have the information you need to prepare. So you don't have to make a payment until January 2021. In January, you will receive a patient statement that may include the total amount of any new copay charges for medical care and prescriptions you received from April through December. Unpaid copay charges for medical care and prescriptions you received before April 2020. So while you didn't have to pay April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, that's 9 months. Now, all of a sudden, 9 months of those delays going to come to you in January, and that's going to be tough. I just say it's going to be tough. So there are some things that VA might be able to work with you, establishing a repayment plan, requesting a waiver, write-off, or compromise of your debt. And number 3, requesting a VA hardship determination. Here's a number. Got something to write down with? Okay, 866-400-1238. Let me give that to you one more time. 866-400-1238. You may need that number before it's over with.
So there's this guy named Jordan, and he's a healthy guy. He's a dad of 6, and he works as a guide in Alaska. But then he goes to the doctor, and he's diagnosed with cancer, stage 4. And here's the thing. He had switched from medical insurance to MediShare, which is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry. So the question for Jordan and his wife, Jenny, was, is this really going to work?
Our medical bills exceeded $160,000. MediShare members shared all our bills.
And it was about more than just the money, too. This is a real community.
MediShare is a family, a group of people that stick with you through the hardest times of your life. I just don't know how I could have done it without MediShare.
It's so worth looking into. There's a reason this is growing so fast. If you want to find out more, here's a number for you. 844-43-BIBLE. That's 844-43-BIBLE. 844-43-BIBLE.
Few people like doing laundry, but at Joe and Kate's Laundromat, it's a pleasant experience. You and your dog are welcomed with clean floors and counters, assuring your clothes will be clean too. With 81 machines, you can immediately start your load and get to the comforts of climate control, TV, and Wi-Fi. The luxury of drop-off service is available as well. Joe and Kate's Laundromat on Bryson Street, Bryson City, is open 7 days a week.
Wear your mask to the mask exhibit at the Museum of the Cherokee Indian. The museum invites you to Diligadulo, or Many Faces. Masks generally hide, but the Many Faces exhibit reveals. You'll gain greater understanding of the practices, beliefs, and customs of the Cherokee. You can be part of the Museum of the Cherokee's mission to preserve and perpetuate the history, culture, and stories of the Cherokee people. Buy your tickets online at CherokeeMuseum.org. The museum is open daily 9 to 5. See for yourself Many Faces at the Museum of the Cherokee.
Classic Country, 94.1 FM.
My daddy always was a gentleman, never the kind to ever force his hand. He would always be the last one to raise his voice. Anybody ever put us down, you can bet that he would stand his ground. Then he would tell me, son, sometimes you got no choice. You got to kick a little and cause a stir. Sometimes you gotta make some noise to be heard. If anybody ever tries to hold you back, got to kick a little. Some people judge you by the way you look. They see you once and say you ain't no good. Feels like they're never gonna take you for who you are. That's when you have to stand up and be strong and go the extra mile to prove them all wrong. Just remember when they push you way too far. You got to kick a little and cause a stir. Sometimes you gotta make some noise to be heard. If anybody ever tries to hold you back, yeah, you got to kick a little and be tough. You got to let them know you've had enough. Remember that unless you wanna finish last, you've got to kick a little.
Wayne County's classic country. This is where country lives.
Hi, this is George Strait.
This is Eddie Montgomery of Montgomery Gentry.
This is Martina McBride.
I'm Billy Ray Cyrus.
Keep listening right here.
Classic Country 94.1.
I ain't gonna ride no rail or hitchhike down no highway. I ain't going nowhere feeling the way I do. Because my baby's long gone and nothing's going my way. I'm gonna let this muddy water just wash away my blues. It's gonna take a lot of river to keep this broken heart afloat. Gonna take a lot of river running all the livelong day. Gonna take the Mississippi, the Monongahela and the Ohio. Gonna take a lot of river to wash these blues away. Well, I wish I was a tugboat pushing and a pulling them barges along, moving on the water with a heart made of iron and steel. There wouldn't be no woman who could ever take my love and then do me wrong. I could work all day with nothing in the world to feel. It's gonna take a lot of river to keep this broken heart afloat. Gonna take a lot of river running all the livelong day. Gonna take the Mississippi, the Monongahela and the Ohio. Gonna take a lot of river to wash these blues away. Is she in New Orleans? Is she a Cajun queen?